Suze.
Hi.
New Year, same us.
Are you recording this time?
I sure am.
Welcome, everyone. It's episode 385. Technical difficulties plague
press
us,
the
as
button,
always.
Sarah. Press the button.
No, that wasn't your fault.
I know.
What's going on over there? How are you?
What's going on? I'm packing up my house. It's kind of weird,
ready?
like fresh start, sort of.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of a bunch of shit. Kind of a good time, I feel like, New Year to be doing that because, like, everybody else is in the get rid of things mood too.
Can't believe you still have a lot of stuff after all these moves.
You know what it was? Is I was thinking about this. I think when I moved before, there was a part of me that was like holding on to.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it
do
was
you
like,
mean emotionally, or do you mean because you thought, well, I might need all this because I don't have everything.
I might need all this because I don't have anything.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, I don't need a lot of this. So,
honestly, that's why when we talk about the Marie Kondo stuff, I like to point out that this minimalism thing is a privilege.
totally.
That people that don't know what their income is, or, stuff like that, or they are on a strict budget, they can't just get rid of crap they might need.
Right. Oh, that's
Yeah.
like a really good point. And then it's a lot of stuff where I'm like, I might be buying this again later. Like everything, I don't know, everything matters.
So now you're able to pare down because you have a better sense of what your life will look like.
Yes. And I'm
That's
like,
a nice feeling.
I don't need, and a lot of stuff just because like I just didn't take a lot of stuff out of boxes. And I realized how much less I could live with.
Isn't that fun?
Because I was like, well, you lived a whole year without this. Not a whole year, 6 months, but close enough,
What's your purchase weakness? Like, what do you always want to buy even when you don't need it?
I mean, what do I always want to...
I mean, you're not a big spender, but...
No, I'm not. It's more like what do I spend money on? I'm trying to think.
You do like fashion.
Yeah, I think maybe it might be shoes. Like, if anything.
I think that's true. You do love a shoe.
I love shoes, but I'm not like spending a bunch. It's just like they're my go-to. And, somebody was explaining this one to me about why women love shoes and purses.
Ooh, I'm into this.
And it's because the size never changes, no matter how much you change.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right?
That's good.
It doesn't matter if you eat too much around the holidays. Your shoes are always going to be a 7.5, or your purse is always going to be a purse that's that size. Like, there's no size.
This probably seems obvious to everyone listening, but I never thought about it. That's really interesting.
Me neither. No, Suze, I don't think it is obvious, because I remember when I heard this, and it blew my mind too. I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Why then are men not into shoes?
Because I don't think they have the pressures about being a certain size the same way we do.
So they don't give a shit.
They don't. And then some of them do, and maybe they focus. I think they focus on other things. For example, any guy that I've ever, and this is just anecdotal, I have no evidence for that, like no actual research at all. But every guy I've ever dated that has struggled with weight in the past was really, really fixated on his clothes being very tidy. Like, no wrinkles.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Like an obsession.
Why do you think that's true?
I think because it's if you are like, the one thing that you can control is, like, I might not be able to control my weight, or I might be struggling with that, but what I can control is how
the presentation.
Yes, the presentation. And like, they've always been meticulous about how things were ironed, making sure there's no wrinkles, like, and it felt the same, like, when I saw these guys do that, and it's no joke, been like multiple boyfriends. When I saw them do that, it felt the same as when women get in that kind of panicky, I don't even know how to describe
like,
it.
do these pants make my butt look big?
Kind of. Yeah. It was like, like I could see the intention behind it and like almost like the insecurities behind it. I was like, oh,
you
that's
know
the thing.
that feeling like what you're describing reminds me of when you're getting ready to go out and you think you have nothing to wear and you try on everything and it all looks terrible.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the panic.
What do you think that is, though, when you know how you can have a bad hair day and everyone knows what that is, but like we also know like when you have a bad face day.
Oh my
and
God.
I don't even mean acne. I just mean like you don't look right.
I think it's hormonal.
Oh my God. Why? We perceive.
Because when I'm closer to my period, this is a real thing. I look in the mirror and I'm like, you're an actual monster. And I'm like, what? Like I'm like looking at the same face, but I am something else is there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's like a real thing. I'm like,
it has to be that because it is real.
Star.
But do you think it's just that we perceive that we look that way, or our actual face changes due to hormones?
I think we perceive we look that way.
Oh my God. Okay, good to know.
And yeah, because there was I know this. Okay, so this is like a weird way for me to like make this make sense, but I feel like in a weird way it does. So the time that I did shrooms, and stick with me.
I almost just spit out my teeth.
I knew you were going to. I was like, oh, okay, get ready to take a sip right there, because here you go.
Okay.
So the time I did shrooms, I remember, and what that does is it cuts off the part of your brain where kind of like your ego lies, like that thing that says, like
makes
you're
you
worthless.
self-conscious,
yes,
or
all of that, and it kind of sheds that and allows more neural pathways to light up. It's like there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out now.
I need those shrooms.
I really do think that you should microdose.
I do too.
I really think, and it's legal in a lot of places, and I think, Suze, I think that this is a thing for you, and I have somebody that I'll connect you to, because I really do think that this could be a cure for you.
Wait, for like my depression?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay, so, good. Glad we got that out of the way on the air. Welcome to our lives, everyone. Okay, so when I was looking in the mirror, I looked in the mirror and I saw my reflection, and I was like, is that what I look like? I was like, damn, you look good.
No way.
It was like the first time I was like, wow, okay.
Sarah, I know that feeling because this sounds stupid, but even the first time that I ever drank alcohol, you know, when you first do it and you feel that weirdness, I looked in the mirror and I was like, hi.
Yeah. Like, oh, hello, you.
And it wasn't arrogance. It was just sort of like, oh, I like her.
Like a seeing. Yes, that, oh my God, that is it. Oh, I like her. Because it wasn't like a, oh, damn, look how fun. It was like a, well, you're cute. Like,
yes.
Look at how nice you are.
Yeah.
Like,
you see yourself through some other eyes.
And I was like, oh, this is probably what I look like. And then it's all the other bullshit.
That filters out and makes you critical.
Yes, that's what I think. So, like, you know,
that sounds
do some
awesome.
shrooms and stare in the mirror, people.
Well, I'm going to add that to my New Year's resolutions then. Do, like, microdosing.
Yeah, and I totally, like, know. And in Colorado, it's legal. Like, I think.
What?
Yeah, in certain states, it's now legal for therapeutic
we're going on
purposes.
A road trip.
And I really think, like, I know some people who are, like, starting in this world of, like, therapy and like therapeutic psychedelics.
I'm all for it, especially for like veterans, PTSD folks.
Yep. I think it's great, and it like resets everything. Oh, Suze, I can't wait for you to do shrooms. I'm so excited for you. Woo! Year of drugs, 2020.
Just say yes.
Say yes, but only to ones that are not recreational and are used for therapeutic purposes. The end.
One thing that does make me happy that is also legal is Fabletics. I have to tell you, I just bought another pair of pants that, you know, they changed their inventory, so I don't know how long these will be there. But if you guys go on the Fabletics site, get the Heidi lounge pant. So you remember that episode of Friends when they started talking about apartment pants?
Yes, I sure do.
I love apartment pants and like lounge pants, but I'm real picky about them. And I've been waiting for, 8 years now to find a replacement for my apartment pants, and I found them. You guys need these. So
I love this. You're very, I like you're passionate about this.
Fabletics is affordable athleisure and loungewear. It's great for going to the gym or running errands or just around the house. They're really high quality but affordable, which I love. And we've been talking about them forever, so you guys already know. And I got another pair of those zip pants because I was like paranoid that mine are going to wear out. But Athletics is offering our listeners an incredible deal you don't want to miss. Get 2 leggings for only $24 when you sign up for the VIP program. Just go to fabletics.com/braincandy to take advantage of this deal. That's fabletics.com/braincandy to get 2 pairs of leggings for only $24. Also, free shipping on orders over $49. International shipping is available, and there is absolutely no commitment when you purchase your first order. Fabletics.com/braincandy.
Yeah, man.
Okay. You never actually shared what your resolutions were this year.
Yeah, because I'm not.
You're not doing it?
Yeah.
You're all set? You're good?
I'm all good. I'm good. No, I think I need to do something more like you, where it's like more music in my life. Like,
yes.
I need that. Like, I'm just going to steal yours from last year.
Yeah. I was thinking that because last year my resolution was to make it just more music in my life, go to concerts, whatever. And I was successful at it, which is easy to do when you choose a resolution that is joyful and not painful. Yes. The way most people do it, it's like the worst.
The worst. But I have said like a whole bunch that I really do feel like this is a fitness focus year, but not like in that sense of like, oh, I need to lose weight or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's more like I finally feel like I'm in a really happy, healthy place where I'm able to reconnect with my body in a way that I had kind of lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's more like that than it is a resolution to like lose weight or anything, because I'm good there, but...
Yeah, you just want to feel a certain way. And
yeah, and it's like really I'm just doing a lot of outdoorsy stuff now, and I feel like the all that other stuff will just come along with it because...
That's great.
Yeah, I went to go rock climb, and I was like, whoa, hello, spaghetti arms, can't hold on to anything. Spaghetti arms. So I need to, like, get stronger.
That's great. I love that one.
Yeah, so just, like, strength is my New Year's resolution.
Oh, physical and emotional.
Yeah, there you go, like, general. And then if I, like, am slacking in one, I'll just make up for it in the other. I
agree with you. I wanted to keep on that trend. So last year was the year of music. I've decided this 2020 is the year of laughter.
Oh, this is the best. Because I know just the same way that I benefited from your music one.
Yeah, right.
I'm totally going to benefit from the comedy one because we're going to go to comedy clubs.
Yep.
And I'm going to be moving close to you. Oh, my God. We're going to be at the Hermosa Comedy and Magic Store all the fucking time.
I know.
Just try to get rid of us.
I want just more laughter. And I was going to keep a journal and every day write one thing that made me laugh.
Oh, Suze, that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
You will notice that you're like, oh, my God, this is genius.
Well, because whatever
you
do, this since I can't microdose because I don't think it's legal in California. This is like laughter's the best medicine.
There you go.
Besides medicine.
Besides medicine. Oh
so
my
that's
God.
my goal.
That's
I'm gonna see how that goes.
I love this goal.
And I really am trying to lean out of meat. I read on Twitter.
Let's do that.
Because, I would do all of it if they had suitable replacements for stuff. And somebody recommended this kind of cheese on Twitter that's vegan. It's great.
Is it cashew cheese?
What's it made out of? I forgot. I looked it up. Oh, it's like soy.
Oh, soy. Okay.
Yeah. And it melts great. You know how we love government cheese?
Yeah, I love it.
It's like that, where you can put it on nachos.
Yeah, I'm into that.
It was really yummy. I thought, wow, they're onto something with this stuff.
When I threw my little Christmas soiree, I had a friend who was vegan come, and I made a little pizza for her that was vegan, and with some vegan cheese. And multiple people were also impressed with the melting qualities.
Yeah,
So
that's critical.
I did not know that was like a, where things kind of broke down and not breaking down.
That's the trouble. Yeah, the texture can be a problem. But I think the only trouble now is that it's not really affordable, like, for everyone.
That's for sure.
That's what they need to work on, because how can you expect people to, be vegetarian or vegan if the replacements are, cost prohibitive?
It's just crazy that the replacement to meat is more expensive than meat itself. That just seems like backwards,
Yeah, I hope that changes
as
things move forward. But anyway, that's my 2020. Here's hoping anyway.
I love that. More laughter, man. That is a good one. I think the idea of writing down, that is so smart. And you with anything, whatever you focus on, you will bring into your life.
Yeah, and I might not even laugh more, but I'll notice it, and then it'll feel like more anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
And
missing. I read, and I know this to be true, that, say you're a single person and you want love in your life in the new year. Look around your house and take stock of what kind of photos you have up. Do you have photos of just you? Do you have photos of people alone by themselves? If you do, you will continue to kind of surround yourself with that same thing. So instead, put pictures of couples around you.
Really?
Yes.
Is this a thing, or are you making it up?
No, I'm not making it up. They say to
cool.
do this. That it helps, and it helps you feel like you will start to attract that and start to recognize love out there in the world.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I like advice that's doable.
Yeah, that's real easy. It's you got some pictures? Change them.
Change them.
Yeah. God, I used to always tease Landon about his art because I would call it sad girl art. Do you remember this?
I didn't, but it's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. He would always have pictures of girls who were so sad, paintings of sad women everywhere. I don't know. He was just, attracted to photos that were, sad.
Did you just point it out?
Yeah, I called it. I was like, no, you're not allowed to have any of your sad girl art in our new house because it affected my mood.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. There was a huge painting that was the size, 8 by 6, maybe bigger, of this woman's face who just looked so sad. And I was like, this makes me feel victimized every time.
Victimized. But when you pointed it out, I'm sure he hadn't realized that he was doing this. Now, once you pointed it out, did he acknowledge it, or was he like, what? You're crazy?
I mean, he acknowledged it, but he didn't believe that that had any impact on him or his, choices of women.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. I see your point though that
you got it. You got to surround yourself with whatever it is. You want to travel in the new year, surround yourself with pictures of travel.
Yeah. I agree.
It's essentially a vision board.
Yeah.
But in your house in frames.
Yeah, decorative.
Decorative vision board. That's all it is. Yeah.
Well, I would definitely put Liquid IV on my vision board.
Yes. Hydration in the new year.
It's making days. It is making days over here, I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. I am loving my Liquid IV. I think because, how in the winter, everything feels drier, your skin feels drier.
My lips are actually cracking in half. What is happening?
It's so gross.
God almighty.
Yeah, so your body is dying for hydration. I mean, you guys already know that I love their hydration multiplier. But now I'm super excited because they have a new product called the Liquid IV Energy Multiplier, which is making my life because I have given up pop for 2020 and I need some energy. The caffeine is gone. So Liquid IV's Energy Multiplier tastes amazing, and you just mix it in your water and drink, and you get a sustained energy boost with no crash. I believe this is something we all need. I know a lot of people are tired. Everybody's tired. We always talk about that. And you have low energy, and this is such a great solution, and it's not bad for you. They have premium matcha, the green energy blend, tastes delicious, and then cellular transport technology, which is some sort of magical wand that helps you have energy and stay alert and aware. Get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code CANDY at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order on Liquid IV's website. Just go to liquidiv.com and enter promo code CANDY to save 25% and get better hydration and energy. That's liquidiv.com, promo code CANDY. Don't wait. Start fueling your adventures today. Okay, so first I want to tell you I read this awesome book called The Hot Hand by Ben Cohen.
Oh,
I don't think it comes out
I know
until
that name.
He works for the Wall Street Journal. He's like the sports reporter. There's probably other ones, but
yeah.
I think the book comes out like first quarter of 2020, but the subtitle is What a Billionaire Investor, the Best Shooter on the Planet, The Search for a Lost World War II Hero, Shakespeare's Six-Legged Assistant, and One Strange Night in High School reveal about how the world really works.
Goodness.
It's the mystery and science of streaks. So,
like winning streaks or...
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
It is so fun to read.
like a hot hand, like going on a hot hand.
Yeah, like he's hot. He's got the hot hand.
He's on a hot one, you're in Vegas. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I'm with you.
It was really fun to read because it's, number one, so relatable. I'm sure all of us have had that moment where we're like, I'm on fire.
Yeah.
And it's analyzing all the scholarship of that phenomenon. Is it true or is it not? And it is so fun because...
Oh my God, I'm dying to know.
Well, like anything that's fun, it's kind of complicated. And so the answer is yes and no. So with regard to sports, something like basketball, the answer ultimately is yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can get the hot hand because when your action, when your success is perceived by others, their behavior changes too. And so people can become intimidated by you or change their behavior or almost facilitate your
winning.
Continued success.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
It's so cool. So in a way, it's kind of like, as long as other people think you have the hot hand, you can have the hot hand.
This is great.
It's so great. So like in sports, it's a real thing. And it took many, many years of scholarship to figure it out because they had done a miscalculation on basically statistical bias and sort of probability. They had made an error in the math, and they thought that, you know how it's weird where you flip a coin and you think that it's always 50-50?
Yeah.
But like there are a lot of things involved in terms of like the number of possible outcomes of like flipping a coin 3 times. Mm-hmm. And so it actually changes the probability so that, anyway, in the end, the math revealed that there's a 12% increase in a player's performance after he starts getting hot. And 12% doesn't sound like a lot. Yeah. It's basically the difference between like me and Steph Curry.
Okay. That
you know
is so cool. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
The way that it's not true, and this for me was more fun to learn, is like, you know, when you go to Vegas and they play roulette and they have that big board next to the table that show you like, here's what's the last 20 turns have been.
Yes.
This is complete bullshit. Like, no, it makes absolutely no difference what's happened in the past.
Correct.
It's a machine. And the hot hand doesn't exist with a machine.
Wow. Oh my God. That is really fascinating.
Isn't it?
Because like that kind of, I feel like I gotta like open my books on quantum physics again. Because like, I mean, not right this second, but it just feels
what
like,
if you did?
You know, I'm like, hang on a second, get out my book. But it's like this space in between. And like what happens when there's an observer? That's the real thing that changes. Like particles are waves and points, individual like particles in one place and as a wave, depending on like until somebody looks at it. And then when you see it, then it decides where in time it wants to be. Like that's a simplified version of it. But that's kind of like you've won and you've lost until somebody looks at it and then decides that you've won and then you keep winning. Like it just blows my mind because, like, the power of, and then they've done that coin flipping test with a bunch of people, like over and over and over, like, how many times can you possibly do it? And they've had people think about what answer they want. And when they think about that, then it changes from 50-50 to whatever they want the answer to be.
You think?
I don't think they really did this.
Well, all I know is in this book, when it talks about that sort of roulette, like black or red, what's it going to land on?
Yeah.
That things can be streaky, but that's not the same as being a hot hand.
Correct. Yeah. No, but the power of somebody else's intention and somebody else's thought, just like that, it changes, like, how people perceive somebody who's winning all the time, and like it changes little teeny tiny things that add up, I think, to something like 12%.
I thought it was interesting how they were talking about how humans are irrational in a lot of ways. And so if we see a basketball player who we perceive as having the hot hand, we'll bet that will continue.
Yeah.
But when we look at that board behind the casino people, and we see there's been 10 reds in a row, we're going to bet black.
Wow.
So it's like when there's a human, we believe that they are in control and that they will determine their fate. But when it's the roulette wheel, we bet against it. It's 80% versus 20%. So 80% would bet Steph Curry's going to make his next shot, but 20% would bet that the red will come up again. So we're like counterintuitive in the way we think.
And you're really doing the same thing, basing it against previous information.
Yeah.
In both situations.
Right, but we make the opposite choice.
Interesting.
It's fun.
So what should I do in Vegas? Nothing.
Well, I remember when you
go
and I
to a show.
Go see Celine Dion.
Right.
When you and I went to Vegas, your mom, she's a big believer in, like, tables getting hot.
Big believer. Does that surprise you? No.
Well, she's very convincing, too.
I know. And she's convincing when she gets kicked out of casinos for winning too much. That happened 2 times.
No.
Yes. They're like, ma'am, you got, like, sort of like you got to leave.
Maybe she gets the hot hand.
I think she does.
Ma'am, you got to leave.
Yeah, she told me that happened.
That casino world is very strange. How, like, if you start doing too good, they don't want you around anymore.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's why they loved my dad.
Because he did terrible?
No, he didn't. He just spent a lot of money. But, yeah, he actually did pretty well. He usually broke even. But he didn't do roulette. He played blackjack, which is not a game of chance in the same way.
Right. Right.
There's actual strategy involved. It's not just rolling the die.
I'm terrible at all that stuff. I can't.
You're not. Nope. We played poker together. You're good.
Well, no, poker I'm good at because that's just reading people. That's easy. Oh, gosh. The first AI, I read this recently, that the first artificial intelligence, like machine, whatevs, program, beat a person in Texas Hold'em.
Wait, say that again?
AI, so like artificial intelligence, beat a person for the first time in Texas Hold'em, which was believed to be the one game that a computer couldn't out-strategize a person in. Because
really?
Yeah.
Why did they think that?
I read this in my 2019 like scientific year in review kind of, search. And which was very depressing. But not so much the science, but just the rest of the world. But, so it said that it was the first time that artificial intelligence, like, outwitted a person.
I'm really surprised
Me too.
Yeah.
It only gave me a little write-up, and I was like...
Why did they think it would be hard for AI to win Texas Hold'em? Because I get what you're saying. It is about reading people, but it's also about what cards you get. Certainly.
Yeah, that's true. But I think bluffing and all that, like, it figured out how to bluff in that way. I can look it up. I'll talk about it next time. But
we're all doomed anyway.
Yeah, I know.
They're taking over.
AI, for real. I mean, I'm kind of okay with it. I was having that conversation with Ren the other day because, like, you know, he's like very comfortable with the Alexa in my house. And
how so?
Yeah, just like some people get weirded out by it and like don't use it, and other people like embrace it and are like, let's connect everything to it and like let's simplify. Like I'm super into it, you know.
What can you connect to it?
Like light bulbs, music,
yeah.
The television, like, and then like we use it, you know, and like it's full, like, I don't know. Some people like don't use the stuff.
Are you freaked out by it a little bit?
No, I love it because I was like telling them, I'm like, we're totally going to have that house of the future. Like, we're going to be like the ones who are like, yeah, I get it. Like the fully futurized like house where like yeah, for real. And he was like, yeah, I'm into it. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, yeah. I say you either, because it's like, it's going to happen.
Just accept it.
Accept it. I mean, there's no way that we aren't going to be there. It's just like the more and more I see this, the more and more I'm like, oh, frickin' forget it. Like I also read in this year in review that researchers have to come out with and they're not even coming out with it. It's making itself a periodic. I can't even begin to understand. I almost was like, I can't even bring this up because how do you even explain this? Elements are arranging themselves, and this is why I bring up the quantum physics thing again, like before, because these nanoparticles are arranging themselves. Like they design these particles to potentially be whatever they want it to. The particles want to be, and they are arranging themselves to make a new periodic table.
Oh no!
What? The elements themselves are arranging themselves to do this.
I'm not
and we're just like writing it down to keep up. Like, oh, this is going with this. Better make that a new element. I was like, what do you mean? These particles are creating their own periodic table.
My mom's right. We're in the end times.
I mean, what is that? And it's all the stuff that's in between. It's like the in between things. It's like these particles are like the stuff that's
like
in
quasi.
Between space. You know, like in between two other particles, which is the majority of shit. So, like, what is that?
Majority of shit.
No, for real. Like, the majority of stuff is not stuff. And it fucking blows my mind. And, I should just pull up the covers. I don't know.
Another thing that blows our mind for sure is BioClarity and how awesome it is.
That's very true. Oh, my gosh. Before you dive deep, dive into this.
Yes.
I hadn't used it in a while, but I used an old makeup product that's an organic product, and you cannot keep those for more than like 6 months. This one was definitely over a year old. I used it, broke out like all over the place. Used the green mask.
Yeah.
It's like I have news. Done. Gone. No problemo. And I forgot how much I loved it.
I forgot. I don't know how you could forget.
I know, because my skin's been so good. I haven't needed a breakout mask for like a long time, and then I really needed one. And I was like, oh damn! I woke up the next morning and felt my face. I'm like, and it's not like dried out. That's what I was worried. I was like, it's winter. Is this going to dry? No, opposite.
No.
Dewy moist, amazing. Okay, that's all. Continue.
And we got a tweet the other day from James who said, hundreds of episodes later, and I finally tried BioClarity. I can't thank you enough. Skin looks the best it has in years.
See,
that's
it's
so
for
exciting.
real.
We're making days.
We are.
I use the Clear Skin Routine. You can get the essentials if you have more normal skin that's not prone to breakouts, but it really is great. And the best part for me is that it's affordable. Their competitors are super expensive, and they are not, and I love that. Get healthier, more radiant skin by going to bioclarity.com. We love it. And the products are actually affordable. And right now, for our listeners, you can save 15% off everything on their website. That's an incredible deal. But you need to enter our code BRAINCANDY at checkout. Go to bioclarity.com and get 15% off everything on their website when you use our code BRAINCANDY at checkout. And I didn't say this, but it's a 3-step regimen that, you use on your face. Okay. Any hoodles. That periodic thing, I don't like it. I'm going to pretend like you didn't tell me
It freaks me out. It was like just this year that they discovered this, so it's like it's like material making itself into whatever it wants to be, which is like what I heard this futurist who worked for Volkswagen tell me on an airplane ride once when I was coming back from a challenge, and he was like, I'm a futurist for Volkswagen, and you can't even begin to imagine the stuff we're working on
Oh, yeah, I remember he told you that, and I thought he was full of shit.
This is the stuff he was talking about.
Oh, no.
It all makes sense, because he's like, oh, they're particles in these materials that can essentially transform into whatever material we want them to be. And when I read this article, I was like, holy shit, that's totally the same thing. I think that's what he was talking about. And I'm like, yeah, the future is here. So basically I need a smart house.
Maybe these are the people that will make better cheese and butter and stuff for vegans.
Yes, maybe. There you go.
That's the silver lining.
We might have cheaper and more affordable cheese that melts, and I'd be super into that.
Okay, I really don't have any details on this, frankly, because I just saw the headline, and that's all I needed, which was that, and the accompanying picture, some idiot stole $500 from a caricature artist, but he didn't take the artwork, so we know what he looks like.
But stop it! But we only have the caricature of him.
We have the caricature.
Stop it!
And I have to send it to you because it is a riot.
Oh my God!
I just love that he sat there for it, and then after the thing was complete, then takes the money and runs, but leaves the picture.
Oh my God, I can't with that.
I mean, here, let me send it to you.
Yeah, let me see.
This is a riot. Wait till you see him. Hold on. Okay, I sent it. If to describe it to you guys, he is a bit... he's a little bit on the rotund side. He has a backwards hat. He looks miserable. It looks like he's wearing some sort of, like, coveralls.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is so funny. He definitely looks like he's up to no good.
Yeah, he looks like a
what if this
character.
is, like the character is just like very suspicious.
Right. Right, yeah, you know how they always add like a hobby?
That's great. Who does that? Well, and then he sat down and like that makes me question. So like caricature artists should get money up front from people for this.
Well, maybe he or she did, but they, took it again. You know what I mean? Like maybe he paid $20, but then he took $500.
That's really funny. And also the caricature artist is just like, okay, I've seen better.
Yeah. Well, do you think that when this idiot sat down for a sketch that he knew beforehand that he was going to steal, or it just dawned on him while he sat there?
This is so hilarious, and this makes sense because I just saw that it's from the Riverside Police Department, and I hope it's like Riverside, California, because this would make sense for Riverside.
I think so.
Like,
right.
Yeah, I feel like I could guess. Was this either at Six Flags or Knott's? Because I feel like this definitely was. And, oh my gosh, that is so funny. The fact that this is like being passed around, like, do you remember a while back? There was a woman who, like, reported something, but, like, drew the worst ever sketch like you've ever seen, but then they actually caught the guy.
And he looked just like him.
Right. Do you remember that?
No, but it's hilarious.
Oh, my God. I have to send you that picture when I ever find it, because that one's so funny.
Was it just like something Lincoln would draw?
Yes. I think Lincoln would do a better job.
Wow, that hurts.
So I think it was like a joke. Like, I have no idea. But it actually, the fact that those kind of lead. So I'm wondering, is this one, do you think, going to lead to an arrest?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, what if he goes to jail and then I write him a letter?
Oh, my God, stop.
Like, I just want to know. I have follow-up questions.
Yeah, first question. What's with the coveralls?
I'm looking at that picture you just sent me.
Isn't that hilarious?
That looks like Pictionary, like the Pictionary
version.
It
looks like somebody was doing Pictionary. Like, so there's some reason why she had this drawing. Like, it wasn't like she drew I can't remember what the story is behind it, but it's a good one.
What did you search to find it?
All I did was terrible sketch, and then it came up as terrible sketch leads to an arrest. And I was like, yeah.
That's the one.
Yes. Witness drew this terrible sketch to help police identify a suspect and actually worked.
I love
it's from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And, yeah, oh, my God, that's so funny.
I love a terrible sketch.
Me too.
Okay, anyway, change the subject. Okay.
Could look at that for days.
So...
Wait. I have to go back to the caricature. Have you ever had a caricature sketch done?
Yes.
Is there? Do you have this?
I think my mom has it.
Oh, I would love to see that. I've never had one done ever in my life.
Yes, you have.
No, when?
That one, didn't you have one? Didn't you have one with Landon and it was really bad?
Oh, that doesn't count. Is it? That was supposed to be a portrait. That wasn't a character sketch. It just turned into one because he gave me too big of a gap in my teeth, Susie.
Yeah, you're right.
See, this is why I avoid caricatures. Because I'm like, if that's what maybe my cartoonist, maybe my caricature artist also needs to take shrooms so they can see the real me, too.
Stop it.
Because I was really like, funny. Who's that?
My year of laughter is starting out very well.
Glad I can help.
Yes, I forgot. You're right. That was a portrait.
That was a portrait.
I don't think... I've never seen a caricature that was good.
That's why I've never spent my hard-earned dollars on one. So I'm like, what? I want something so that I can have a new feature to be... It's essentially playing the game. What does this person,
Yeah.
What feature of mine stands out for this person?
Right. It's never a compliment.
No, it's just an exaggerated version of you, but
flaws.
Highlighting your whatever. And then I also feel like it's almost like they're gonna do the big lips on. I feel like it's almost I don't know, Lowe's comment. I don't know. Not on me, they won't do it. But I looked at the caricature that, you showed me. And it's this guy's lips weren't that big. For goodness sakes. He probably had, normal cheeks. I don't know. They just, make everything.
Make them more flattering.
But, I'm scared to know, what. Just for, once somebody commented on my photos and was like, oh, look at you, anchor nose. And I was like, anchor nose? Is that a thing?
And
I didn't know that. And so then I was like, my nose does look like an anchor. And then I was like, oh my God, I have an anchor nose. And it became a new thing that I was concerned, like a new, whatever you call that.
Yeah, like a hang-up.
Yes. And I was like, I don't need a new hang-up from a caricature artist.
Yeah, so. I get that.
There you go.
Did you see on the recent Brain Candy picture where someone said Susie looks in pain?
Oh, no, I didn't see that. But I think I know which picture you're talking about.
And at first funny. I was like, that is so rude. And then I'm like, well, it's true. And I wrote back and said, I always look like I'm in pain. It's my default setting. But I just thought, people are so funny. When they look at a picture and then they feel like they should, the anchor nose thing. What were they trying to accomplish with that comment?
I don't know. People say weird shit to me. It's always I don't know. People say dumb shit.
Well, I like your nose.
Thanks. I like my nose too, and so did two other women who live in Orange County because they took their photos of it to their plastic surgeon and got it done. So looks like there are a couple other anchor noses walking around. Anchors away.
I just feel like caricature artists should do... I want to go in and have a picture come out that makes me look like Jessica Rabbit or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I want that.
I don't want to look worse than I really am.
Yeah.
Better. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was
we just want face filters for our...
Oh, wait, I forgot. I almost forgot I'm recording a show. So I have to tell you about why I love Third Love bras because they're freaking amazing.
Yeah.
So, I hate bras.
Yes, you do.
Really hate them. And that's why I love Third Love because it feels like I'm not even wearing one. And it's now the only bra that I'll use. They have a gazillion bra sizes. they have a perfect fit promise, so you can take the quiz and find out your perfect fit, and then you have 60 days to wash it and wear it. If you don't love it, you can return it for free. And every bra is made for your comfort with memory foam cups, no slip straps, and smooth scratch-free band with a printed label. And they donate all their gently used bras to women in need, which I love.
Love that.
And they know there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they are offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/brain now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/brain for 15% off today. I don't really understand why it's so hard to make a good bra, but it clearly is. I talked to, when we had Cora Harrington on, we talked about bras, and she really does a good job in talking about how, it takes a real craftsman to
absolutely
construct them. And so that's why, they're often very expensive, but you're paying for something that's hard to do. So,
yeah. And I've noticed it's like, even just like small angles of things. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how to describe that, but like how the wire's tilted. Like,
right, it makes a big difference.
It's like, this is holding me up, this is not holding me up. Yeah.
Yeah. She talks about that, how like women aren't even really familiar with how it should be.
Right.
So you got to find what works for you. Anyway, that's why I love Thrill Love.
Man.
Okay. So there was a fantastic article in Atlantic.com that I think anybody that has a kid in their life will relate to, or anybody that was a kid, was about why do kids love dump trucks and garbage trucks so damn much?
Oh my gosh. I've always wanted to know this. Your child was obsessed.
Obsessed.
What is the deal with that?
So the article
And why don't we have more people who are like, I've got to be a trash collector?
Well, yeah. I think a lot of kids do have that feeling for at least a period, but in the article it said sometimes the kids don't say, I want to be a trash collector. They say, I want to be a like the truck. They want to be that thing.
That is so cute. Oh my God, tell me everything.
Well, it did such a great job of distilling the phenomenon, and then who knows what the reason is, but they interviewed scholars and people that know kids, child psychologists and stuff. And there were several things that they think contribute to it. Number one, it was routine. So every week at the same time, these guys come through your neighborhood and do this thing. And oftentimes the drivers will engage the kids at the window. They did for us all the time.
They did for me too.
Yeah, they honk and wave, and it's like a really special thing. And then they said that also, in addition to it being routine, and kids crave routine, that it's taboo, that garbage is not supposed to be something we play with and care about, and that there's something in the human spirit that draws us to these things that we're not supposed to like. Probably why we also love Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, he's my favorite. He's the best one.
He behaves in a way that we consider unsavory, but we can still love him, and he's kind of dirty, but we kind of like it.
Yes. This is so interesting.
It really was. I love when journalists do freaking cool stuff like that we all wonder about, but we're never going to figure out on our own. And then the last thing that they mentioned was that the motion of the trucks is unique and unlike any other vehicle or even machine in their life, and that they grow attached to the actual vehicle. That the arms of the garbage trucks do an action that's appealing to kids. I don't know why.
Why?
I know. Well, because
is it like picking something up and that kind of like, I think that maybe like that looks like a mom maybe picking, or dad.
Well, it's very satisfying, I think. And it is. It's almost
like ASMR. It's like kids want that.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like usually those sorts of machine actions are concealed. For example, your TV, the inner workings aren't
totally
visible. And I think that garbage trucks kind of have the cool stuff on the outside.
Yes, they do. Oh,
and
man,
so
that's
they get to
fascinating.
see how something works. And I think for a little brain that doesn't understand the world, that is very soothing to see how something works.
Oh, it's the best thing. That was like my favorite book growing up, How Things Work.
Yeah. Because, the world is scary and confusing, and you can rely on them to come each week, and it's friendly and satisfying to watch, and that's soothing
I think
for
it's
kids.
really that's such an important thing to, like, I don't know, point out that they really love the repetition and the reliability and the consistency, that kids crave routine. Mm-hmm. We need it. It is so important. And just, like, get out of the habit of that. Or we look at routine, like, when we get older. I think some people, like, they can go either way, where you look at routine and you're like, yes, that's the best. I want more of that in my life. Or, like, you fight it almost.
You mean kids or everyone?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
And maybe we do both. Like, we crave it, but we sabotage ourselves. It's like that thing where I said about, like, night guy always screws morning guy.
Oh, yeah. The person who's like, I'm spontaneous, is, like, ruining the one who's like, no, we need a routine. And it's so interesting. But
I do wonder, though,
love this.
You know how there's now these gigantic places where you can go and watch actual trucks, and I forget the name of it.
Oh, yes, I've seen this. And
like
they can
Digger
go, like,
World or
yes,
something.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm wondering, is that in response to an increase in the attention these trucks are getting from kids, or is it just like we'll always figure out a way to commercialize?
I think that's what happened. I think they were like, oh, this is an idea. Yes, I totally think that is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Lincoln's 7, and if you say, hey, look, construction, he'll always want to look.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it really goes away either.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, if you were to, like, say, hey, look, construction, I kind of want to look. Like, yeah, let's see. Well, there's also something I love about it before and after, too. Mm-hmm. To know that, like, this is, like, part of the process of then, yeah, it's satisfying. I get that.
Yeah. So that was fun.
I'm with you, kids.
I'll put that in the newsletter because it really is a great article and fun to read, and I think people can relate to it.
Well, and I definitely related in that story to the connection with the garbage men or people, because in my case it was men. When I was a baby, not even a baby, I was like about to go into kindergarten or something, or preschool, and I had my pacifier for way too long. It was like a whole thing. Like, and my mom was like, it's time for you. We're going to school. It's time for you to give up your pacifier. And so she recognized this was really hard for me. So she created a ritual around it. And we baked cookies, and we made them for the garbage men. And I sat and, like, waited by the curb for the garbage truck to come around. And I gave him some cookies, and I was like, and here is my binky. And I presented him it was like a whole thing. And he, like, stopped and took the time and was like, we'll make sure that it goes somewhere, like, really special.
That's nice.
You know? But he was like, he played into it, you know? And it was, like, part of my, like, I don't know, my very vivid memory that I have.
Formative. Mm-hmm.
Formative memory. Thank you. That's the word. A very formative memory that involves my garbage man.
And so you weren't sad?
No, I was very proud. Like, I was like, here you go.
Girl.
I'm a big girl, and I can give this to you. Make sure but, like, inside I was probably like, oh, God, I'm dying. Oh, no. Oh, probably so, you know. And I just took up nail biting, so it was fine.
Oh, my God. I sucked my thumb until I was, like, friggin' 10.
Yeah, a lot of people do. They're, like,
those are harder to get rid of.
Yeah.
It's harder to quit.
Yeah, harder to quit, because it's, you know, right there.
And, like, weird old men would always say stuff. Like,
ew, Susie. Oh, for goodness sakes. That's nasty.
I mean, it wasn't, like, suggestive. It was just sort of like, hey, is that chocolate or vanilla? Like more dad joke style.
Okay.
Like,
We'll let that go, maybe. But I still don't like it. Still not happy about it. I was like, what are they doing?
Speaking of creepy people, well, maybe I shouldn't judge. I'll let you be the judge.
Okay.
I read an article. We hear about these guys that fall in love with those dolls, life-size dolls.
God, this has been like a hot subject recently. Yes, go on.
Maybe it's because of this story. I don't know. So this guy came out because he said he proposed to his doll, his sex doll, after he got her plastic surgery.
Oh.
So I guess she got a boob job or whatever.
Oh my God. I can't.
He claims that they met in a bar, and he also claims that he got her a job as a waitress, which I was particularly impressed with. I mean, that would be.
And here I was avoiding waitressing, thinking it was too much work.
Right. I mean, I don't know how she's.
Meanwhile, a dummy could do it.
Sarah, what?
That's a fucking funny joke.
It's very funny.
I'm going to giggle about that one for the rest of the day.
He claims that she wanted the plastic surgery.
Stop! This is insane!
After he started posting pictures of her, she started, like, getting feedback. You know how people criticize your pictures? And she started getting self-conscious and wanted to get some surgery.
Explain how she did those things.
Right?
Had deep emotional feelings, human feelings like shame.
This is the thing that gets me. Okay, fine. If you fall in love with your doll, that's fine.
Right.
But why are you trying to create this whole narrative?
Right. Like, how different is this than a kid who has an imaginary friend?
Not different.
Not at all. If I went to a restaurant and I was like, here, I need some pasta for my friend Stu. Or whatever.
Stop it.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of what my imaginary friend would be named.
Pasta.
And what he would order. Because he would want to get what I couldn't get. Right,
he'd carb load.
He'd carb load. He's so physically fit. He's like training for a marathon or something. And yeah, so like, okay. You know what this reminds me of, though? Remember when we were talking a billion episodes ago about objectophilia and the women who fall in love with objects? And I say women because the majority of the time they are women. Yeah. This feels like the male version of that. Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah, I think they're one and the same. It's like, okay.
Do you think that if he met some lady and she was super hot and into him, that he would dump the doll?
No.
Why?
And here's why. This is why it's so crazy that we're talking about this. I just watched a documentary. It's part of that series. Rashida Jones did this documentary called Hot Girls Wanted that was about like life before and after porn. And then they created a series where they explored, and I think I talked about this with like online dating a while, or like dating apps a few episodes ago. But I watched one on dolls, on these, and more specifically, AI, like artificial intelligence being used in these dolls, who now like have a personality and have, all this kind of stuff. And they were talking about this, and so one guy was sharing his story, and then they were interviewing a psychiatrist who was talking about like, their take on it. And they said that what usually happens is the ways that this individual is attempting to create relationships has failed with human women. Mm-hmm. So rather than adjusting how he interacts with human women, he changes who he's interacting with, and still is doing everything the same. So I look at somebody who like made his doll get plastic surgery. This is probably somebody who's really critical of himself, who probably has very low self-esteem, and has such high expectations of himself that he has to impose high expectations on others, and creates
No, I agree.
Yeah, so
I'm just rallying. I'm sorry.
I know. I love when you're rallying because I'm like, there you go. That's it.
Well, because he's a model.
Okay, dude. I'm a fucking good therapist.
She's so proud of herself.
Yeah, so proud, because I totally called all of that.
Yeah, that's why I was getting excited.
I love when it's going to be a good day. It's a good day.
Fun.
It's so fun.
I think you're definitely right.
That is that.
That is very insightful.
Fucking hey. Yes.
And I love that he also said she can't cook.
But they met at a restaurant or at a bar. I don't know.
He said that she can eat, though, and that Korean's her favorite.
I'm sure. Okay. God. Sure. And I bet Korean's his favorite. Oh, my God. How crazy. They have the same favorite food. How did that happen?
I wonder what they fight about.
Oh, God. who's somebody that's taking too much time in the bathroom to get ready.
Right?
Oh my God, it's nuts.
Cuckoo crazy.
It's
but
cuckoo
God
crazy.
Bless.
But give them my card. Because I already seem like I'm like halfway there.
Yeah, you already have him figured out.
Yeah, we're good, dude.
All right. Well, that's all I have for you today.
That was a great episode.
Yeah. Sarah said.
Definitely worth a 5-star review.
Leave us a 5-star review and don't forget to subscribe. We love you guys.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Bye.